Nick Williams. How are you doing, sir?
I'm very well, Ronan. Thank you for inviting me. Nice to see you again. Hi.
Yeah,
Hello.
yes. Listen, you've been keeping a low profile, and I've sort of said to you to sort of keep low until this is down, until this is through, and you don't really need to be doing this. This is the thing because you showed your, I think it was your passport, yeah, a while back. So you proved that it wasn't you, the person in the article. I've been getting lots of questions through throughout the week saying, why does this need to be done? Only idiots need to show paperwork, blah, 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 blah. A lot of troll accounts have been saying this is like they don't want you to show this. It's very strange.
Mm.
So what I think we'll do is, I think we'll get straight into it. So anybody that's coming in doesn't have to wait about, doesn't have to really. They can just see this straight away. So I will share this to the screen, and here's the front of it. So
Ronan, am I innocent or guilty, or don't we know yet?
you
No, no,
you
don't give it
you're
away. I don't know, and it's your.
you're innocent. You're innocent of being an evil man, but you're absolutely guilty of being a gangster.
I look forward to seeing what
Yeah,
that
yeah,
means.
yeah. Right. So let's just
Right.
I'll just put this full screen for now. I'll take us both off the screen. So right. So this, as you can see, this is an Acro Criminal Records Office. That's the front. That's a dear Mr. Williams, and you can see the date here, the reference date. Yeah,
Ronan, could I
yeah,
just add a very quick side?
yeah.
It was free. It took 15 minutes to fill out the online form, and provided I had, or one has an English address, I think, one can get it sent to a mail copy,
Yes,
email, or even a third party can receive it as well or instead. So it's
yes.
free. It costs 30 working days. It takes 30 working days, I think. It could not be much easier.
So let me just explain this for the people just tuning in. So, this is not the paid version. The paid version is you use to travel abroad. It only shows convictions. The acro, the subject access request that Nick has got here is much deeper. It shows allegations and convictions. This is the one that everybody's been asking a certain individual to do, and they haven't provided it. This is the correct acro, the correct subject access request acro. And Nick, as soon as I asked him, straight away done it. And as soon as it came through, um, I premiered this live. So
I think this is proof as proof gets, isn't it? As far as this kind of um,
there's no more. This is the one. Yeah, this is the one. So that's the
so
start
we're
off.
about to see if I've been fairly accused of devious skullduggery and crimes against innocent people, or
Yeah.
not.
So the thing about it is, a channel came in which has been deleted now, called Bob Wilson, and came in and posted an article about a Nicholas Williams in Salford in 2007, who
It
would
was
be
Bob Martin, I think.
Bob Martin. Yeah, sorry, Bob Martin. The channel was called, which is the channel's been deleted.
It's the name of a dog food in the old days, Ronan. You're
Yeah,
probably young to
yeah.
remember, but
So just
I,
let me
I
finish this off next, so
sorry,
people
excuse me.
totally understand where we're coming from here, right? So Bob Martin released an article to do with the Nicholas Williams, and in 2007, this Nicholas Williams would have been 37. Nick has already proven through his passport that this was not him, but he wanted to go further to prove his innocence, to eradicate all doubt, and he's provided us with a subject access request. So the channel Bob Martin, who posted the article, also said that me and Nick were lying because I says that Nick was in Arctic regions and whatever, and I said, and Nick says that he was in Sweden, and I had to let this man know that Sweden has Arctic regions, and whenever I said that, he deleted his channel, this Bob Martin character. So it was a troll account that posted this. They knew it wasn't Nick, and they tried to. I think both me and Nick know who it is, but we just aren't going to publicly say it because we wouldn't want to give them the attention. And that's not going to be said in this channel because I want to protect this channel at all costs. I'll probably say it in my Plumcast channel, to be honest with you, because I don't really give a shit about that. So we sort of understand who it is, but listen, this is what a man does to prove his innocence. Right. So let me just get into this here. Um. So yes. So as you can see, this is one of three. Let me just zoom in. I can't see you guys. I'm in my Google Drive here.
So it's one of three pages.
Yeah. So one of 3 pages, right? And let me just see. Right. So yeah. Oh, well, let me just see. Let me just go up here. Right. Let me just see. So, police national computer report. Right. So this is sort of the MO of you, isn't it, Nick? This is like your
I'm sorry,
MO.
what is it?
This is like who. This is sort of like who you mail. Um,
It's
your
not my modus
name.
operandi, it's the who I am. So
Oh,
yeah,
who you
it's
are? Yes, sorry.
yeah,
Yes, yes. I
whatever
apologize.
that is in
Your
Latin.
tattoo. There's no there, on this here. There's no It doesn't show any convictions or allegations on this here, does it? On this one,
Actually, that's a good point. So no, you're right.
it doesn't. So that we don't really need to show that one, right? Okay. So we'll go back out. Um, Let me just see. I don't think it does it. We'll go back to that one anyway, guys. If it does, we don't. I'm not too sure about acros and stuff like that. So, and then
Well, we're
acro,
getting some practice here.
yeah, acro 3. I think this is the one where it shows. Right. Right. So, right. This is the one now. Right. So, can you explain these?
Which ones are those, Ronan?
So this is. Oh, that's just your passport. Um, Arrest here. Arrest summons history. Um,
Yeah, that was when my next door neighbour ratted me to the police, who came around and they didn't arrest me. I don't think they just walked off with, I think it was 12 marijuana plants in different stages of growth, and it's actually illegal to grow marijuana here. So it was all confusing episode. No, it wasn't very confusing, but it was. I guess it was what it was, and that's what we're reading there. It's an arrest for homegrown marijuana,
yeah,
and
you grew a bit, and it was like under 2% or something THC, wasn't it?
it was 180 grams in total of THC or a prohibited um, substance, and it was below 2%. So I don't know how many noughts you can put on 0.000, but I guess quite a lot, and that would still be below 2%. So I wasn't very happy about the charge, but my landlady was very happy. So I guess as long as she's happy, hey, at least
Right.
someone is.
So, right. Yeah, and that is that.
Sorry,
That's
it's
that
my
one.
next door neighbour, not my landlady. She's very
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. So, and I don't know what I listen. I don't know nothing about acros. I just know that this.
You and me both. I'm learning as we go. This is
So
interesting.
disposal history once again
I had no
doesn't
idea.
really. There's no sexual offences in this here whatsoever. No
Oh,
sexual
that's
convictions,
so
allegations, nothing. And I'm sure people can.
determined for themselves, can't they?
Yeah, yeah. There's none on that at all. Right.
They better get in their 10 pence worth because we're about to run out of pages. So
Yeah.
let's see if I'm arsonist or a rapist or something on the next page.
Right. Okay. Right. All right. Let me just go back out here. Yeah, and then I'll go to Acro. Hold on, that was on Acro 3. Now I'm on Acro 4. I think.
'Cause you've got the opening page as well. You're right, Ronan.
Yeah.
No, what's this?
Oh, let me just go back out there. Right. So
Oh, here we go.
I showed one. No, no, hold on. I think I missed out one there. Did I
I
show
think
Did I
you
show
got it.
Acro?
I
Did I
think you
show
got
Acro
number
too?
2. Yes, yes, I do believe.
Right.
I
If I missed, I'll
can,
go through them all again anyway, just in case I missed one out. Right. So, right. Obviously I've scribbled out certain things to do with Nick. You don't want, there's certain numbers and dates and things like that, but the bulk of it has been left in so for people to see. Right, so there was one you wanted to explain. Right, this one here.
there's 2 charges there that I can see. One is
Yeah.
for trafficking marijuana, which is very interesting how one can be accused of trafficking 180 grams 3, 4, 5 months before it was even harvested. But I guess that's not my concern. I was found guilty for that. I have a 2-year suspended sentence, no, 11 months suspended sentence for 2 years.
Yeah.
Um, and I wasn't fined, which was good. So that is that. The other one was when I was 21 years old and I was fined, or at least arrested and fined and pleaded guilty for shoplifting a £2 birthday card. I
That's
think it
this
was
one down here, isn't it? Yeah, this one down
that's
here.
the one at the bottom, and I was guilty and charged with that. And
Okay.
those are the two offences that I have that at least I'm aware of.
Right. Okay. So just to go through it, there's no sexual offences on this here, guys. Whenever I seen it, obviously I held out because you don't, as the let me just go back. So Acro, where's Acro one? Acro
It's like
one.
you're the trustee of my account.
Yeah. So did I show Acro? Did I show Acro too?
Yes, you did. I checked on my iPad and scrolled back 15 seconds, and you did come to that. Show it again if you like.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We'll just go through it all again. That's Acro two.
Yeah, why not?
That's sort of who you are. Tattoos, things like that. You can see that, guys. There's nothing on that.
Identifying marks, white Caucasian, Northern European looking,
Yeah.
posh cunt. Yeah, it's all there.
Posh cunt. You are a
Stuff,
posh cunt. Like
stuff doesn't
you are a
wanker.
posh cunt. I'm not gonna lie to you. You are a posh
Like
cunt.
you. I'm now coming to Northern Ireland, and
Right. So
you can look out for me, Ronan. I'll be there on your doorstep in the morning. I
yeah,
take 2 sugars.
you're gonna doorstep me.
At least it's not kneecapped
Yeah, yeah.
yet.
Well, you can kneecap me if you want. I don't care. Like it's
Just
all about
among friends, eh?
it's just yeah, it's just a bit of crack, isn't it? Like
Yeah, what the heck?
and yes, and that was the same one again. Hold on, did we
God,
show this one?
we could prefabricated some stuff, shouldn't we?
So this
Just
is
to
two of three.
excite
Yes,
your
I ain't
maniac
getting
audience needs some
I ain't getting
excitement.
mixed up. I ain't getting mixed up because I knew that I don't think we showed this one. There's one here, or did we?
Oh, well then. Well then.
So
Look,
right,
by the
so
way, you cannot spell my name right. So it doesn't
well,
matter where you look, wherever you last saw it spelt one way, they will definitely spell it another way. They are doing it just to take the piss. I want you to know that. It's a
right,
conspiracy.
so uh, charge on the 23rd of the 6th, 20 process stage. What's that one for?
That's the marijuana Pablo Escobar charge.
Right, okay. And fingerprint status not taken, DNA status not
Well,
taken. Why
that's
would
just simply not true. It's insane. These people are ridiculous. With the greatest fucking respect, these people are insane. Yeah, my fingerprints were taken. My DNA wasn't. But my fingerprints most certainly were. Perhaps they screwed them up, but that's not my fault.
right, okay.
In my book, the fingerprints were absolutely taken.
Right, okay. No,
She was
I'm
very
sure,
nice as
yeah,
well. The
I'm
cop
sure
that
they
did
did
it
do your
was very
fingerprints, like.
professional and extremely feminine.
Right, okay. And what's this here on what's this here one again?
No idea. It's probably a repeat of the same thing before. You know how they have to repeat themselves so many times,
Yeah.
so people lose interest in the will to live. I don't know, Ronan. What is it? It's just a repeat of the same thing above.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's a charge though. They
Oh,
didn't
it's not a
take any.
separate charge. I mean, at least if it is, it's not a separate charge that I'm aware of. So I guess we should find out what this is. I think it
Right.
might come and re-arrest me.
Right.
Um,
Right. So date of birth
so that
confirmed.
has been confirmed then by the National Identification Service.
Yes.
Is within
Oh,
Spain's
look,
domain.
fingerprint status. Yes. So you did
Yeah,
your
there we go. You
fingerprints were took.
see, I am not always a liar.
Yeah. And disposal criminal court. Yeah. And what date was that? 2021. That was the same. That's for the same offence.
Exactly, yeah. And so I
So
think
hold
what
on.
they've done is that there is a group of people who have allowed the police access to the Acro, and that's part of that interaction between my name and them.
Every acro that I've seen
Hmm.
is not that it's different. It's the same. It looks like this, right? It all looks like this, right?
Yeah.
But they'll have maybe they'll have or not Acro subject access request, guys. This isn't an Acro. This is a subject access request from the Acro company. Company. This is the free one that shows everything, convictions and allegations. And as you can see, Nick has no conviction or allegation of sexual criminality, none whatsoever, zero,
I
zilch.
think that's the point of this, isn't it? Really,
Yeah,
whatever that website was called that was taken down almost immediately, maliciously intended that this allegation would stick. And I think that some good, kind, clever, insightful people have recognised that, suggested I might do an acro, and I thought I could stick my heels in. Why should I do that? And then I researched, and 20 minutes later, I had my own acro filled
yeah.
in.
Right. So let's go through the process so people know. I want what I want from you now, Nick, is I want you to explain to people the process of how you went about getting this acro from start to finish, and explain it as clear as possible so people know. Sorry, not this acro, this subject access request, so people know exactly how you got this to prove your
Well,
innocence.
it couldn't have been easier. You thought that it might be a good idea.
Yeah,
Jay also thought that there was nothing to lose. You both said that you trusted me, regardless of the trust. I had an opportunity to clear my name. How many people actually get that opportunity? So instead of thinking it was some ginormous pain in the ass, I started to look into it, and probably less than half an hour later, it had already been done, and I had sent you the confirmation that you were listed as the recipient of the email.
yeah.
Um, the thing that took the longest was working out how to compress the screenshot of my passport for proof of who I was into
Hmm.
below 2 megabytes. And for
Yes.
that reason, it took me
Yeah.
15 minutes to work out how to keep compressing it so it was small enough.
So you're
Other,
saying to me
other than the
you're saying to
stones,
me you done this within an hour, Nick?
yeah, I was actually saying I'd done it within 15 minutes if you don't take into account compression of the image. So if you have an image below 2 megabits, and it's either of your driving license, I think, is one, or a passport, or there's something else that you can use, like a birth certificate, I suspect. You could probably use one of those three items, and if you do, and you know how to compress an image instantly, it'll take you 15 minutes to complete that. And within 30 working days, I think, or is it 30 days, they're legally expected to have it delivered to you. They're a service, they're obligated to provide a service, and I think it's 30 days with that Acro, but I'm not sure. It might be 2 weeks.
Right. So
It's very easy and
there's a couple of questions I want to ask you. Okay. So the first one is, have I ever? Well, first of all, we're not going to mention any names because in this channel we can't mention names
yeah,
just
sure.
just to protect the channel because we know how sensitive people are. I could do people for defamation and all that stuff, but I don't go near that because
I could also already.
I'm not a sensitive pussy. But listen, the thing about it is, right? Have I ever used you, Nick, for anything?
I've noticed somebody has kept on trying to say that you are using me as a vulnerable man with brain damage and stuff. No, not only have you not used me, you've been exceptionally kind, thoughtful, supportive, encouraging, welcoming, opening up your business and social world to me. You've been exceptionally generous, and you probably didn't want me to say that to all our enemies here online, but you could not have been the opposite of how you've been described. The idea that I need protecting is insane and absurd, and people like the mountain man and the clown who have suggested those things, well, they're insulting, but we know that, so what more can we expect?
So hold on, let me just somebody's just asked a question there. It says, and why hasn't it telling any of his convictions apart from the drug one? Because that's all he has.
People just don't understand, do they?
No, they don't. No.
I'm an ordinary bloke, from my point of view, who lives an extraordinary life. So I can't help any of that. Like you can't help any of the shit that you do all day and every day. I do that myself. No one seems to. My problem is that this is a criminal corner of the internet, so it's very, very suspicious and full of weirdos. I am claiming all sorts of extraordinary things about my associates with potential suspects of very well known crimes. So I do understand that it's quite reasonable that
But it's
people.
just look, to be honest with you, that's all that's on your acro. That's all
Exactly. So
on
there's
your,
nothing
sorry,
more
once
I
again,
can go out and I can make
subject
lots and lots of
access request.
crimes. I can satisfy Dean by going out like a madman, like my crack-headed neighbours, and going and mowing over the the local community. But short of manufacturing crimes or lying to you, that's my acro. If you want more than that, you're in the wrong fucking channel. Go somewhere else. Go and
It's like
see Decker Heggie.
look, it's yeah, well, it's yeah, we'll try to not mention any names, but the thing
Well,
about it is,
not for criminal activity, but just for a nice guy
yeah,
to put your shoulder arm around his shoulder and wish him well.
yeah, you're good,
Punch
Nick.
him
You're
on
good.
the side of the head
You're
as
good,
a
Nick. I have,
friendly act from Nick.
yeah. So the thing about it is, right? That's what I was. We showed there was 4 pages, but there was three of three. The front page is the sort of description page of what you're reading. It was the subject access request from the Acro company. And that's if you're going to ask for anything of anybody, is that one. If you're going to travel into a different country, you will pay for an acro. It's called the
Why
travel.
is that, Ronan?
Right,
Why
but I
would
don't
you
know,
have to pay to get a shorter version? Is it
because I think
because?
it comes with a hologram, and you can. I think they can.
Oh, there we go. All right, that makes
Yeah,
sense. All right.
it's a Captain Marvel's acro.
So if you're going to take advantage of it by getting a passport and having the freedom to travel abroad, then you can cough up €80 or quid or whatever you use to get it.
He
Oh well.
says, as hold on, he says your guy says something there again. I just want to
Hello,
cover
Paul
everything.
Ellis.
Hold on, as he has two different spellings in one acro, you'd think they'd get the name right.
Yeah,
Well,
you really would.
yeah,
Ronan, just quickly to
it's
the
up there for
person.
you to go through it. Like this is on the channel. Like this was. This,
Could you read that point again, if you wouldn't mind, so I can comment and we can credit the person who
do you want
commented?
to put that up on the screen? That
Yes, would you, if you wouldn't mind? Hi, Paul Ellis. It's nice to see you.
oh, sorry, that's what you said, Dean. Sorry, let me
No,
see.
no, 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 put Dean back again. That was correct,
Yeah,
Ronan. I was just saying hi to Paul in the background. Two different spellings. The malicious YouTube account that had been organized the same day that it had been removed and had put up the child molestation or child porn possession allegation had my name misspelt as well. So not only was the spelling of my name wrong, my age was also wrong, and I was in the wrong country at the time and have shown Ronan non-specific proof of that because I'm not sure when the date of this allegation was. But you do actually know that on the 3rd of May in 2007, Madeleine McCann was announced missing. So I hope that no one's going to assume that because you can't prove that I wasn't in Playa de Luge, that I wasn't involved in that. What I would like to say, just associating with that, if I may, Ronan, for 1 second, is that um, it's not my intention to be associated with anybody who has malintentions for anybody at all on any level, certainly not children. The idea that I'm surrounded by these people is not my fault, and that was the original reason I came out with my Facebook page, which attracted so much negative attention onto me. I'm not a nonce, I'm not a pervert, I'm not a danger to anybody except maybe myself, and that's my business. What I am is effective, and I never give up. So if people make themselves a feature in my life because I think generally and often they think I'm vulnerable because I'm a nice guy, the last thing in the world that they want to do is to take the piss because at the age of 57, no, 59, nice guys run out of fucking patience. And
well, just
anybody
can I just reply? I just need to.
who
I just need to reply to Dean here. They also did. They also stated that his fingerprints were took for a marijuana offense, but uh, in where it says fingerprints taken, it says not taken, but underneath it says it did. So it's clear to me that they do have certain typos on this wrong. they don't actually get it right fully. So look, this was sent from the Acro company.
Ronan, this is what they get, and anybody
Hmm.
who approves of this truck
Hmm.
has no problem with the information, and anybody who doesn't want to believe it will
Well, the
use
thing about it is, can I let
all
me
the
say this here? Let me say this
possible.
here, right? Let me say you didn't
There's no
actually.
pleasing everybody.
Yeah, but just no. I like to just wrap everything up. But just for instance,
We can't.
you didn't actually have to do this because you showed your passport, which proved you weren't 37 in 2007. So this didn't need to be done. You actually done this sort of as an extra thing just to go, there you go. I've got it for you. Fuck yous. I've got it.
Yeah.
So look, it is what it is. All the
But
information's there.
Roland, this doesn't prove anything whatsoever. Everything that we've spoken about ever since you have had a channel and I've noticed and supported your channel, tuned in as frequently as you have episodes, and the other channels as well that I believed in, and those people that I believed in who I no longer do, it's not based whatsoever on forensic evidence, and not a single word could be uttered in a court that would be taken as evidence. Hello, Simo. Yes, you are late, but that's no problem. I'm innocent, and that's the only important thing. Ronan,
Jeez,
you disappeared.
you know what? No, I'm still here. I just took off the thing because I'm smoking. People give off the odd time at least smoking the vape, but I can't help it, so I just took it off.
I can control my camera, can't I?
How do you feel, Nick, about the attack on you personally? And because I came out and I said, this is another question. I said that I think that Nick could possibly be on the spectrum, right? That doesn't mean that you're vulnerable, but how do you feel that because I said that, that certain individuals then went for that sort
I
of
don't
narrative?
think it was because you said that that they took advantage of that. It may
Hmm.
have been the timing may have been right, and it may have been because you had pointed out that I was on the spectrum, and we're talking about the autism spectrum, I think, aren't we,
Yeah.
Ronan, or the
Yes.
Asperger?
Yes.
Um, because I have great regard for you, Ronan, and because you've told your audience that you have a little boy who has high functioning autism,
Yeah.
I'm honoured to be part of the group. So I would naturally think that that fits in to my life circumstances. And the trouble is with me is it's been undiagnosed. And I think that I have borderline issues that have gone undiagnosed, which has allowed people to take advantage of me in different ways. So I think that part of the autism is a genuine problem because I actually literally take people. I want to be careful what I say, but I want to say I literally take people literally. Um, I don't completely. I knew that there was a potential that I could have been set up by my abductor, who I believe
Hmm.
set me up, which is why I believe that I was abducted and not just robbed. I think that it happened over a long period of time, but I think that if I wasn't autistic, I would have never got in the car. But that doesn't make
Right.
me vulnerable. That was a weakness in itself. If you judge that, yeah, big lose. I failed on that, but where I failed there, I gained massively in so many other ways. I couldn't trade this for that.
Do you think though that certain individuals have clicked on to maybe your mind frame on things and have attacked you knowing they could maybe get a rise out of you?
Absolutely, it's shameful or shameless if that's what they've done, and I believe that that's what they have. What they would justify their activities by saying to themselves is that I started attacking them. And my suggestion to them is that I have only attacked those people that I have evidence are dangerous criminals. And because nothing that what we've seen on YouTube is actually forensic information or evidence, none of us have a clue of the truth. And that is the basis of the reason why I stuck behind Decker Heggie for such a long time, is because for such a long time I believed him to be truthful. I thought
Hmm.
there was a conspiracy against him, but I am also very aware that there is no actual evidence,
Yes.
certainly that I've seen, And
Yes.
so I can't apologize to people because unless they've seen the evidence themselves, and I would be very surprised that they're talking to me about that,
Hmm.
I can't believe them. So I know
Yes.
that I've offended some people, and those people that I have offended who are not guilty of anything at all, and particularly if they're victims, I'm genuinely, of course, exceedingly sorry.
The thing
It
about it is,
doesn't really touch me to offend anybody at all unless they're guilty and deserve it.
I say this to everybody, right? I don't get it. Anybody, see anybody comes to my channel and says, I think we're not going to say his name. I'm going to call him Dickie. Don't call him his real name. Call him Dickie, right? If somebody comes to my channel and says, well, there's no solid evidence over Dickie, I will turn out and say, well, that's fine. That's, yeah, you're probably right. But I don't base that on that. I base that on this. So you were accused once by some weird article that was posted by a troll account, and this is what you done. You showed your passport and you done a subject access request. Dickie, on the other hand, has had so many opportunities to show his subject access request, and he has deviated from doing so. Now, if, for instance, I put your subject access request up and there was one allegation, okay, I could turn around and say, wrong place, wrong time. You could have been with a woman that was vicious or a man that was vicious. You just don't know, and they accused you of something, and you're totally innocent. But if you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, so on, so on, so on, so on, that doesn't show allegations. What that shows is a pattern of behavior. Now,
And unless that behavior is a conspiracy, and the
mhm,
more that people sprinkled around the UK, the less likely that is
yeah.
over the longer the
Well,
period.
they need to be investigated. So, for instance,
Yes, certainly.
I can't just ring up right now and accuse Nick Williams, and that gets put
It's
on
difficult,
his
isn't it,
subject.
Ronan?
No,
And almost everybody out there who now does not believe Decker at one point did.
yeah. Well, look, we'll call him Dickie just for keep
Excuse me,
just
I'm
call
sorry.
yeah Dickie. So the thing about it is, right? So I don't judge it on what other people say. That's why it took me so long to sort of voice my opinion on this, because I needed to see the actions from the man himself. And the man himself, the conversations that we had, the conversations I had with him were, I am going to show my subject access request Acro, the one that has allegations and convictions. That's what we were clear on when he showed a charge sheet. And the same thing with the travel Acro is just a charge, it's a police certificate, it's just a charge sheet.
Mm.
Then that's whenever I knew there was deception. And regardless if it's the humble dryer, regardless if it's Karma Corner, I don't take what they say to me as fact. No disrespect to them, because I've got a lot of respect for certain people, but that's not a disrespect to them. This is me making my own decisions. It was my decision. I went, well, hold on, there is deception here, and regardless of what anybody else is saying, this man said this to me and he didn't do it, so there must be something on that he doesn't want people to see. That's it. That's what I base it on. It doesn't matter what Paul Ellis, Humble, Anthony Burkett. This is me talking. I'm not swayed by anybody. I went through an incredible trolling after the Karma Corner review. He critiqued my video, trolling, unimaginable trolling, death threats, the whole heap, and I still didn't budge because I needed to see the actions from the man
I
himself.
was quite similar as you, Ronan. I felt that I was very unsupported by him, but my support in supporting him was everything around him.
Yeah.
As I was losing faith in the character himself, I still um, was determined to allow the law to speak for itself. And because there was nothing in the law that dictated otherwise, that was all I had left. So I wonder where this is actually going, if anywhere. Is this ever going to go to court? And is it ever going to lead to someone being arrested or put down?
Yeah, well, look, it's not about that. It doesn't matter if there's convictions. It doesn't matter if there's any of that. There, what matters is in my opinion, and I don't want to. I'm going to repeat myself so people understand this. Is that you have to judge the actions of the man himself. If you are accused, any man goes above and beyond to make sure that those accusations are just accusations or they're not even real. He will prove
But
himself.
a lawyer in court could easily say, a defense lawyer, that my client is trying to build his channel, and one of the methods he's using to do that
Mhm.
is to elaborate the story which he's not guilty of. He has
Yes.
no legal requirement to show his Acro, and it seems that his channel is building because of the contention between those that believe him and those that don't. Um, do you understand what I'm saying?
Well, here's what I propose, and I've got just a bit of an exclusive, guys. I've got a promo coming out very, very soon. I'll be taking this forward to YouTube by any means necessary. So what this will do is, I'll just tell you before the promo gets released. Anybody that's over the age of 16 and has 10K subs, that's 10,000 subs and over, must provide an enhanced DBS to YouTube, not public, YouTube. So you have to make that clear. It's not to the public, to YouTube. If
Yes.
there is anything on that enhanced DBS that's of sexual criminality, you must have a warning over your content.
I kind of like the idea almost out of the box, but in order to really be satisfied that that is a proper sort of law,
Mm-hmm.
I think that would need people to look into really closely, because I have a feeling that what might look benign on the surface, once actually unleashed, may not be benign. Do you understand what I mean, Ronan?
Well, look, we're going. Listen, this is the way I see it, right?
I think it's a lovely idea, and YouTube
I'm going to get a lot of stick for this, Nick. But this is the way I see it, right? So you might get the odd person out there, right, that has over 10K subs and is the victim himself or herself of a smear campaign, right? Now, that's going to be a very rare and like sort of scenario. Now, but what you will get is a lot of predators coming online to sort of groom women, children, and whatnot. There is right now, as we're sitting here speaking, there's people uploading videos to children's YouTubes under the alias of a nice video, but then it is actually a nasty video with sort of subliminal messages to children to do bad
Mhm.
things. Now, if that uploader will get 20K subscriptions within a matter of months because it's in the kids' YouTube algorithm. But
Mhm.
a if that person got the 10K subs and had, maybe it was a predator and had convictions or multiple allegations and had a Clare's law, the Clare or Sarah's law, whatever one it is, done, and YouTube seen that, they would have to put a warning content over that person's or warning sign over that person's content, so that person would not be able to upload stuff into the children's algorithms. So where you're going to get victims of smear campaigns, yes, that's going to be very small. We're always going to get victims all over the show, but the main premise of what I'm bringing forward here is to protect women, vulnerable people, and children. I think that should be on the forefront of everybody's mind.
It sounds quite simple, and if there aren't
Mhm.
any complexities that we haven't thought of, then I would tend to agree that that is better than nothing at all. Because what we have at the moment is a shitfest, and it doesn't work for me in any shape or form.
Well, what you're going to get is you're going to
Thanks,
get a
Kevin.
massive you're going to get a massive backlash from and you'll see it, but you don't read the comments. I don't go near comments.
You gave me some excellent advice, and I've
Yes,
had the most relaxing month that I've had in ages and ages. And I think I'm now not going to respond to
right.
trolls
Well,
anymore.
so you have the people that you know, so you see their name, and if you get the notification, you can go and reply to them.
Exactly.
But
Yes.
if you propose that idea, right, what you're going to get is you're going to get one, just your bog standard troll saying no, don't do that, or two, sexual predators going against that. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. There's nobody out there. Now, the reason why I'm going the whole 10K sub thing, because for one, it's protection of freedom of speech, which is crucial, and the protection of freedom to privacy. Now, when it comes to the whole 10K sub thing, at 10K subs, the algorithm changes for you. So, for instance, if I post a video about Donald Trump and I have 10K subs, there's more of a chance people see that because the algorithm has changed for me and I go up to the top half of YouTube for people to see. Now, under that, there, you're at the bottom half. I believe that's the simple way of putting it. So, anybody with 10K subs or more, I do believe, and over the age of 16, if they provide in Ireland, and and the UK and Ireland, if they provided an enhanced DBS, would probably eradicate all sort of predators. Well, most of them probably eradicate a majority chunk
What
of
do
them.
you think about a digital passport then for users and people that can comment and go into the chat?
I think that's where we get a wee bit sensory. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I
Yeah, but
think,
it's an extension of the same thing. It's sort of a different end of the same ladder,
well,
though,
no,
isn't
that's
it?
not it. There's a channel. There's a YouTube channel, and then there's
Yes,
a
I see what you're saying.
there's a YouTube account. So they're two different
But
things.
the way that in the last 2 years that people have um, um, collaborated together to troll me, um, I understand other people won't probably see it like this, but from my little point of view, I'm one single person against half of YouTube that once upon a time despised me because I supported someone who seems to have turned out to be a wrong un, and I hadn't believed them as quickly as other people had.
Hmm.
From my point of view, what has happened to me, if I could be bothered, is horrific. The idea of other people having to go through that, I think, would be not something that I would encourage or think that was appropriate. And for that
So
reason,
sorry. I'm trying to put something to the screen here, and I didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that.
no problem.
I was
Well,
actually just trying to
I could,
share that promo to the screen, but I might actually just do that after. The thing about it is, right? It's all safeguarding isn't censoring. I don't want to censor people's comments. I want Solway to come on here, totally anonymous, Garth, Malter Witty, Old School Pete, all of them.
if you have too many hurdles, effectively, it's the same thing. If you
Yeah,
have to sign in and triple authenticate and all over the
no,
place,
none of that, none of that, none of that.
no,
We want
no, but effectively, for so many casual users, having to apply for an Acro would be such a put off. It would
no. It's not a casual.
effectively
The casual user, the
no, but
casual user.
I do hear what you're saying, and I
It's
think
the
that your
10K
cut-off point of
subs.
10,000, I think, is a that makes a difference, Roland. I think that applies some subtlety to the law. So the people, in the entry levels, from 0
People
to
want to say it. Look. At the end of the day, right? Freedom of speech and freedom to privacy need to be protected at all costs, right? Because if we start giving that up, then what
exactly,
happens?
yes,
What happens
yes,
is
yes.
then you have all types of government bodies trying to come in and just take the piss out of that, right? Even if it's done out of a good heart. Now,
Yeah, it never is
what I'm
though.
saying is it's very, very hard to get the 10K subs. Very hard, right? But it's not hard to get the 10K subs in the kids. I was researching this. I can make videos right now, right? And I can upload them to the kids' YouTube. There's no censoring. I just press this is for kids and it gets uploaded, right? And I can have a whole kitty layout, a Super Mario layout, or whatever layout, right? And that will get uploaded to the children's YouTube. And there's no, and they don't even check it unless there's a curse word now.
Okay.
I'm seeing a lot of things to do with kids, like subliminal messages, telling kids to do stuff to their parents, telling kids to do A, B, and C, and it's predators targeting children online, and their parents don't even realize it. I'm going to just mention one: luxury pranks doesn't go into the kids' algorithm. But if I say to you luxury pranks, does that sound like a bad channel to you?
No.
Right. Luxury pranks literally is watched by thousands of children, and it's about people, women being snatched, children being snatched, and monsters coming into the house. And the most, it's very entertaining to watch. I would watch it the odd time. And I had the reason why I'm proposing this, I've had my son's friend come in here and say, put on luxury pranks. And I says, I says, is that the same one? What's that? And when I put it in, I says, it's the same luxury pranks that I watched about 4 years ago. And I was like, how do you get to watch this? He goes, because it comes up in my feed
Well,
on the TV. So
yes.
if there was some way of safeguarding kids from watching that content, and if luxury pranks ever sees this, you are absolutely disgusting because you know exactly what you are doing. Kids are watching your content. Yes, it's not uploaded into the kids' algorithm, but you know exactly what you are doing. You know kids are watching this shit. You know you are dementing the minds of kids. It's satanic. It's a weird type of content. I enjoy the content because it's quite entertaining, but I do believe going forward we need to sort of safeguard YouTube for the vulnerable women and children, because there's children on here right now. You wouldn't know who's watching your stuff, and we need to make sure the predators aren't targeting kids, women, and vulnerable. And that can be done with the 10K subs. Once you hit 10K plus subs and you're over the age of 16, you provide an enhanced DBS in England, in the UK, and Ireland. And what that will do is that will bring down the numbers of predators targeting those specific people online.
Do you have any other thoughts towards how it seems to me that the predators online are actually promoted and encouraged? I keep talking about social engineering, and no one wants to have a conversation with me about it. I don't know if they don't know, or they think it's a conspiracy, or quite what. But the way that the world is trying to control and coerce us all, the social engineering plays a large part in that. It's effectively propaganda, but it's not used politically.
Social engineering is a massive thing, but Nick, it's the game's up. The game's up because we've been socially engineered for the
Yeah, but
past.
we're not doing anything about it collectively, so it's still able to continue.
Well, there's nothing we can do. So the social engineering part of things
Oh,
has been
there
going on.
is.
It's been
You
going
could
on
just
for the
turn the
past.
fucking thing off, and that would be that.
The American dream, for instance, we'll just use that for an instance. That is a
Yes,
social engineering tactic, because there
yes,
is no such thing as the American dream. Look what they've done to Detroit. They ripped the heart and soul out of America and moved it to China. So
yes, true.
at the same time, the social engineering, the American dream, and all this here, and you know, you know, it's listen. It is what it is. If people don't, I'm sick of actually telling people about. If listen, I'm actually on the side of the elites, because if people are that stupid to actually listen to this shit, then fair play to the elites. They may as well just take over and do whatever they want and pump you full of whatever they want to pump you with. Because at the end of the day, if people are stupid enough to fall for that shit, that's up to them. Like,
Well, I kind of half agree. I still think that one can only be so hard on people who are ignorant. People who are willfully ignorant, I guess, is different. And there are a lot of willfully ignorant people out there. I've had quite an extraordinary go on YouTube. Not YouTube, on social media. I've been using it for nearly 20 years, and it's not my friend. I like aspects of YouTube. I love aspects of StreamYard and being able to.
oh, hold on,
So
hold on. Sorry, I just need to
yes, please.
fucking. I just seen the Mass Detectives there. That was the first thing that came to my head. I wasn't on about Karma Corner. Karma Corner doesn't upload his stuff to the kids' algorithm. So what I'm talking about there is that I can literally create a channel right now and make a video to do for children, right? And it'll start off a nice little funky logo. It might it's not doesn't have to be Super Mario. It could be anything. It could be anything, right? Zelda, right? A Zelda layout, and halfway through the video, I could start putting things, little messages in there, like "go grab a knife," maybe sort of sexual innuendos into these kids videos. And what happens is that then, if you look at the statistics for how long a child watches a video compared to an adult, so an adult will watch between 5 to 16 minutes of a video. A child, if it's an hour long video, will watch 3/4 of that video. So the child's attention span on YouTube is actually a lot longer per
Wow.
video than it is for adults. So if these predators have clicked onto this, and between the 20-minute mark, YouTube sort of stops censoring, not stops censoring, but you can sort of get away with a lot more on these kids videos. So they, after the 20-minute mark, they'll put in like a sexual reference, a knife, to do something, maybe heinous, maybe get a child to do something, and then you think of the statistics of children, maybe an autistic child would see that, pick up on that, and actually do that. So that's what I mean. It's nothing that I'm not targeting Karma Corner. I'm not saying because he's got a Super Mario layout, he has to physically press the button. This video is for kids. I swear to God, guys, see, when any content creator will tell you this, right? See, when you start making content and you realize when you upload a video to YouTube, all it is this video for kids or is this video not for kids? If you press that video for kids, that goes straight into the kids algorithm. There's no censoring. Yes, the video has to be processed, but if you're smart, if you're a smart predator, you can put that video straight into the kids' YouTube and it gets unnoticed and kids are watching that shit. Do you know what I mean? And you don't know what they're saying to them. Do you know what I mean? It's as simple as that. So I'm all about safeguarding YouTube, but not censoring YouTube. I'm for free speech. I'm for freedom to privacy. I don't want to stop. I don't think you should show identification to start an account. I think that's too far. But I think once you get to 10K plus subs and you're over the age of 16, provide an enhanced DBS in the UK and Ireland, and that will put down the numbers of predators coming onto YouTube to target vulnerable people, women, and children. It's as simple as that.
That's the best approach, the only approach, sensible approach that I've ever heard. If it's down to a simple number of how many subscribers should a channel then be expected to provide an acro, then that would be very easy, wouldn't it?
Well,
If it's as simple as
here's
that.
Nilo just said something. Anime and Teen Titans is the worst. Look, I'm noticing a lot of this here, and I've been scrolling through Twitter, and Twitter is, they say it's censored, and it's heavily censored. But Twitter allows porn, right? And not a lot of kids go on Twitter. They're more on YouTube, TikTok, and things like that. But if you look at the sort of I'm not listening. My son watches anime. Sometimes I'll watch anime with him. This isn't a dig at anime, but these creatures and predators have clicked on that anime is a tool that can be used to sort of hide under. And you'll see a lot of these predator channels on. There was one chat, I'm not going to say the name, there was one person on Twitter and they were using the term maps, minor attracted persons, and they had all their content was to do with anime, but they were trying to get people over to their Discord, and on their Discord was just, I didn't go onto it, but I could imagine what it would have been like. Would have been a cesspit of just predators lurking for real kids. So this is what I'm saying. It's not just YouTube that needs this. All social media platforms need this.
Yes.
If you have a big following, maybe if you're on Twitter and you have 10K follows, you have to provide an enhanced DBS. Everything needs to be done this way. So then you're safeguarding vulnerable people, women, and children.
I think that sounds like a very good way forward.
Sorry to repeat myself there about 6 or 7 times. I just wanted to hammer the message home. This is not a censorship thing I'm talking about. I'm totally I'm against censorship. I'm against it. I think it's wrong. I think good speech.
What do you think about people bald-faced lying and maliciously defaming people?
Well, my view on that is that I don't do anybody for defamation. There's loads of things that I can do. People. There's loads of people out there I can do for defamation, and I won't do it because my belief is, and this is just my belief. Not everybody else has to sort of hold this belief. I believe that if it's a lie, it won't go anywhere. If it's the truth, it snowballs. And if a lie does snowball a little bit, maybe you're getting a bit of hate, well, then you can always prove that through whatever means necessary. So that's where I stand on it. I let people just say what they want about me. I know who I am. And no lies have ever snowballed about me because they're lies.
It's funny, Ronan, because it was only, I say last week, it was actually last month that MMA Philosophy came out with just some simple bald-faced lies. And it was very malicious. They couldn't have been much nastier allegations. And coming up
I didn't watch, Nick.
the final conclusion that I was a weirdo. And I was thinking all of that was based on such flimsy evidence is not really the right word.
Well, what I would say to MMA Philosophy is that this is where I have to stand on this, right? In a time where everybody was trolling me, MMA Philosophy reached out a hand to me. So I'm always going to be grateful for that. But if somebody is different from your average person that comes onto YouTube, right? Just say my son came onto YouTube, right? And he was attacked by people because he was different and people said nasty things about him, right? I'm doing time. I'm doing
Yes.
I'm doing so
Yeah.
much time that it's going to it's a bloodbath time, right? Because
Yes.
I've got a big problem with people targeting other people because they're different and saying you're a wrong one because I feel you're different and you're a wrong one because you act different. Listen, um, you're different, Nick. Embrace that you're different. Don't let anybody put you down because you're different. Embrace that, and don't let anybody put you down. Now, I do believe what MMA Flat. I didn't watch his video because I couldn't bring myself to watch it. But I do believe that he was caught. He was basically convicting you before seeing any evidence whatsoever. You've
I,
proved
I,
yourself.
I can only conclude that he was paid to do it because I can't think of any sensible alternative.
Well, no, he wasn't. He wasn't paid to do it. He wasn't paid to do it
Well,
at
well,
all.
well in that case, he's just insane because the idea that he should go around half cocked for absolutely no reason at all, but just to malign
You were
me.
targeted because you're different, Nick, and because you're
Well,
not on.
if he did that, then he is absolutely even more shameful than I thought originally.
Yeah,
But I
well,
think you might be
yeah.
right because I have been targeted a massive amount in my life. Uh, I simply don't care. Of course, I do, and it's formed me to who I am. But I wouldn't.
Nick, I'm different, mate. I'm different. I don't beat
I'm
the
very happy to. I wouldn't want to
I
be
don't
like
beat.
everybody else, Ronan.
Listen, I don't beat the I don't I listen. I don't align myself with anybody. Right? I'm different, Nick. I've always known that I'm different from everybody else. Right now, the thing about it is, right. I would like to think that after if MMA philosophy ever sees this, he would put up a video and say, "Look, I apologize about that
I
because
would like that.
yeah, that would be the correct. Because if I done that and I convicted a man without seeing any evidence whatsoever,
Well, now you
and then
have
he,
the evidence that I'm not a pervert, and you said that I was MMA. I would
yeah,
very much appreciate just a simple retraction, and we'll leave it at
and
that.
that comes from a good. I'm not saying this as a nasty thing. Listen, I'm not Darren G. I'm not going to come on here and scream at the screen, right? I'm not an angry person, but I do believe that when somebody gets something wrong, they should sort of,
Yeah,
especially with you
me
know,
too. There's room to make mistakes.
yeah,
I don't think there's so much room to stick one's ankles in and be too particular about it. If you made a mistake or if it was malignant or malicious, then that's fine. I don't care about any of that. What I simply want to
just wanna big up somebody.
admit, I'm sorry, I'm wrong, I made a mistake. I thought that then, I don't think it now. Let's move on.
I
And
just want to
that's
big up a few. So, your guy says, "Why did you blur out the name? You blurred out the middle name, blurred the not
oh
his."
yeah, Pendejo, don't worry about that, my friend. Why the hell wouldn't you not? I mean, look, dude, do you want to put your passport out there and we'll piss all over that instead? It's me here doing it this way with Ronan's help. So if you've got another
I,
way,
I
off you
want to
go and
big up.
fucking go and do it.
Want to big up a few people in the chat. I want to
What a
big up.
fucking hopeless comment. Why did you blur the name? What a
I think he was just
ridiculously
no.
stupid thing to
I think he
say.
was just asking a question, Nick. I don't think he was actually getting mad. I
Sorry.
think yeah. So I want
It's
to
impossible. It really is, Ronan.
big
It's
up.
ridiculous.
So I'm going up the chat here a little bit. Sorry if I miss anybody.
Sorry,
So
Pendejo.
big up Nilo Mac. Big up Fighting Irish. Glad to see you in, mate. Um, big up Rodney, Malter Whitty, Garth. Good to see you in.
Garth.
Joanne,
Oh,
Kelly's in.
Kelly.
Uh, let me see. Solway,
Solway
yeah,
as well.
Angela. Let me
Angela.
see. Yeah, there we
They're real
go.
people with real faces and
Oh, and
voices,
listen,
I'm
what?
guessing.
Read underneath that comment.
Half
I don't.
righty
What?
on me.
How do you say his name? How do you say his name? That panned. How do you say?
Pendejo.
Yeah,
Pendejo.
big up,
It's actually got a J at the end.
big up to him too. Big up to him too
Oh,
because he's asked
absolutely. Yeah, he's a rock
because
star. He
the
is
thing
a
about it is you have to
true rock
ask
star.
questions. If you don't have people, this is what I'm saying too. See if somebody doesn't like questions asked, right? I That's always warning signs to me because people have to ask.
Generally, I would agree with you, but
Yeah,
Pendejo invites us to read underneath the comment, Ronan.
yeah. I don't
So
know.
can we see what his original comment was?
Yeah, let me just have a wee look.
Sorry, I'm a bit overly sensitive. You've detected, Pendejo. It comes after too many years doing this, and I want to leave it, and I want to go and do something else.
Says, oh yeah,
Yes,
he says one got away on page 1. What does that mean?
I think he's referring to the Acro. Well, you're going to have to live with it, my friend. Sorry.
No, I'll put it back
Replay it,
up.
and
No,
then
listen,
if there's
I'll,
any
I'll,
problems after replaying it, then
I'll
let's
put
have a
this,
look.
I'll put this back up. Page 1. Listen, there's nothing to hide here. I'll put this. So let me go to page 1. Oh no, no.
Well, thanks for pointing it out. At least we can sort it out.
Well, that, oh no, hold on. That's not. Is that the page that he's on about?
That is page 1.
Yeah, but no, that's not. That's not the page 1. That's page. It's actually page 2. I think. Yeah, because that's page 1 of 3. That's page 1 there.
Oh, well done. Okay.
So
Yes, because yeah.
it's just the way I've got them numbered because. So this is page 1. This is just sort of a description of who he is. That's what a subject access request will do, or travel acro will do. Will give you sort of like tattoo on the right arm, how you look,
Does it have
gendered.
my height there
Uh,
or weight?
Let me see. So for
Yes, it has height.
where's that?
Meters 183 centimeters, I guess that is, but doesn't have weight there.
Yeah,
I guess that
maybe he
changes.
meant it. Maybe he meant a different page, did I?
Well, I don't know, but
Well,
certainly.
we'll see if he comes back in here. Oh, there's Stephen
Yeah.
Ross.
Thanks, Mendejo.
There's Stephen Ross.
Oh, Stephen Ross. Hi there, mate.
I'm supposed to be seeing Stephen.
Blessings from fascist Spain.
God. Let me just not in the slightest having a go stating why blur if you've missed one. I
Yeah,
don't know what
sorry, mate.
I don't know what that means. So not in the slightest having a go. Oh, right. I get what he's saying. It's a bit of a fuck up from us.
Oh, go on. What's that
I,
then?
I
Excuse us
think
then.
I think what it is look. It doesn't really matter, Nick. To be honest with you, you've proved your innocence. I think what he is. I sent Nick. I says to Nick, tell me what you want blurred out, and you checked what you want blurred out, right? So you done the check, but you missed one. You missed blurring out your name fully in one of them.
Oh well, hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Now that was
giving a shit, to be honest, Ronan.
yeah. So I think that's what I noticed that I wasn't going to say that because I didn't want. But listen, it doesn't make a difference. Fuck it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it has all 4 of my horrendous names, does it?
Yeah. No. It's in one part it has your name. It has your full name. So listen, it is what it is. It was a mistake. Shouldn't I? I should have blurred that one out. But listen,
Hey,
you
life's
did
too
see
short
that.
to
Just to state this, Nick. You did see that. You checked over where I
Oh,
blurred.
yes,
I
that's
was supposed to blur it.
absolutely
So
true. So anybody who
yeah,
has any
yeah,
malicious
yeah,
inclinations to
yeah.
malign you, Ronan, can not do that because it was my fault. You asked me if I was happy with it, and I said yes.
Yes. So yeah, it was just a
Good.
mistake.
Thank you, Pendejo.
Yes, I'll actually do that. I'll actually use you for if anybody's come on the show on Acro, I will use him for that. As long, but I have to see your face first. I have to know who you are first because I don't want to be just giving Acros out to anybody. Ronan the Librarian. It's not barbarian. It's Ronan the Librarian. Who said that about me? Somebody goes to me. Somebody said to me one time. It's who was that? Kept saying that about me, Ronan the Librarian. I forget.
It's a good name. It's a good, solid name. Ronan Holden. It's a good one.
Yeah.
I bet you didn't have many people in your class called that, did you?
No, not really. No, that's why I always say to people,
You didn't.
people would have Googled the life out of me, mate, because they would have
Oh
known.
man,
They would have
man,
Googled. And
wow.
do you know what? Do you know the thing about it is, right? Nobody ever wants to show the good side of you, right? They always just want to see if there's any dirt on you, right? But if you Google my name, you will see that I raised money for a charity. And nobody's went, hold on a minute, I'm gonna post something good here. It's always we'll find something dirty. Do you know what I mean? If there's something dirty, we'll find it. There's an arrest. There's something. But I
I
raised
just
money
don't
for a
work like
charity, you
that,
know.
Ronan. I don't work like that.
Mhm.
It's quite disturbing because up until 2 years ago, I didn't entertain myself watching criminal-based documentaries and stuff. I find it all rather horrific and traumatizing. And I've had to pull up my big boy pants and get on with it and studied all kinds of aspects of crime that I would much rather not. It's just another day now, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of days doing the same thing. It becomes just another day, but it is ultimately quite stressful, and I
Oh,
really doing it.
there's Marilyn Watts. I
Oh, Marilyn, hi.
forgot to give you a shout out,
Jay's
Marilyn.
mum.
I didn't see you there. I
Yeah, nice to
apologize.
see you. Hiya.
Big
I
up to
missed
Jay's
you over on
mum.
Jay's.
Yep, I was on
I'll
Jay's
come
this
over
morning.
and see you. Now I'm not a nonce anymore. I'll come over and pester you all.
Oh my god. You're mad, Nick. Listen, that's it,
Well, for
guys.
goodness sake.
We're going to end the stream here. That's all it was.
Thanks, Ronan.
But listen, anything else you want to say?
I'm disappointed by that this was necessary. I'm glad that I had the opportunity. I'm very glad that you suggested or pointed out that there was an opportunity to clear my name once and for all. And now I'm going to have a pipe and I'm going to listen to this again and I'm going to reflect on what we just said. And I think I'm going to be very, very happy with the way it worked out. Um, you're brilliant as always. Your chats, I can't see them, so that's probably just as well. Although there are some really good people in your chat. What I'd like to say is that the minute that you went on to Dickie Higgie's show, you brought half of his uh, uh, trolls back with you, and your channel's never been the same since. But
Yeah, perseverance, Nick. Perseverance. You never
you'll
quit.
get back
Never give
to it.
up.
And you're doing a
Yep.
really good job. And I'm going to tune back in again. Now I'm not a pervert and I don't have to embarrass everybody.
Well,
And
while I'm here, I'm just going to plug something. So next Monday, I go live with Cullen from the Central Club podcast, and
he's a nice guy.
he's a very nice guy, and he's going to be coming on explaining his sort of troubles growing up and his drug addictions. And he had a very, very interesting life. I know he's done a few podcasts already, but I feel I can add to some questions that I feel haven't been answered. And yeah, that live is next Monday at 9:30. So tune in for
Cool.
that, guys. Tune in for
Cool.
that. All good? Is that us ready to end?
Tremendous, Ronan. Thank you very much. And everybody in the chat and